Okay, good morning to all. Today's lesson is error analysis 1. So let us see the objectives of this lesson. The main objectives of this lesson are identifying errors in sentences. Generally, the students with vernacular background, Telugu medium background, tend to commit many mistakes in speaking and writing. So, in this lesson, we are going to identify errors in sentences. Then the second objective is correct the errors in the usage of nouns, pronouns, and verbs. So, in this lecture, we are going to focus on the mistakes we make in the use of nouns, pronouns, and verbs. Let us confine to these areas so that we can analyze the mistakes in detail. The third objective is analyzing the errors from the grammar point of view. When we analyze the mistakes, let us see what is the mistake and let us correct and let us see what the grammar point says about that mistake. We are going to look into all these aspects. The fourth objective is speaking and writing flawless English. This is the ultimate objective of teaching English at diploma level, empowering students to speak and write flawless English, improving communication skills, writing skills, listening skills, reading skills, soft skills, life skills, and all these skills. Now, come to the part of the introduction. Errors or mistakes in speaking English among students who have vernacular language as medium of instruction in schools are common. The students who study English, the students up to SSC who studied in Telugu medium background, for that matter, any vernacular language, they tend to make mistakes because of the influence of the vernacular language or the mother tongue. Sometimes mistakes crop up in our use of English because of the influence of our mother tongue. Yes, the influence of mother tongue is very difficult to desert, very difficult to forego while learning foreign language. Because English is a foreign language, it has the different set of rules, the peculiarities of this language. So this language has to be learned with keeping in mind the rules and regulations of grammar that govern this language. In fact, every language has its own peculiarities. So these peculiarities are the hallmarks of the language. So in the same way, English language also has its own peculiarities, and we have to learn, imbibe, and put into practice these peculiarities. Once we are conscious of those peculiarities, we can get rid of our mistakes. Yes. Once we recognize these peculiarities, we imbibe these peculiarities. When we are conscious of these peculiarities, we can get rid of mistakes, errors the language. With practice, many of these mistakes can be avoided by learning the areas in which we tend to make mistakes. So, though it is difficult, it is not impossible to overcome. So, with practice, we can overcome these mistakes. First, we have to identify the areas in which we make mistakes. So, this is the introduction part. Read the introduction, just listen. Errors or mistakes in speaking English among students who have vernacular language as medium of instruction in schools are common. Sometimes mistakes crop up in our use of English because of the influence of our mother tongue. In fact, every language has its own peculiarities. Once we are conscious of those peculiarities and get rid of our mistakes. With practice, many of these mistakes can be avoided by learning the areas in which we tend to make mistakes. Come to activity 1. So a small passage is given. So in this passage, there are some errors. After reading the passage, we have to find out what the errors and we have to correct the errors. So first, let us read the passage as it is given. We celebrate our college day in last month. A lot of planning will go into success. We are divided in committees. Each committee have its duty. We conducted some games in the eve of celebration. Prizes are distributed between students. We all enjoy the day. So, by reading every sentence, let us find out the errors and correct them. See, we celebrated, not celebrate. We celebrated our college day on Monday. We celebrated our college day on last Monday, not in, on last Monday. So there are two mistakes in the first sentence. Celebrated, we celebrated our college day on last Monday. Next, a lot of planning went into its success. A lot of planning went into its success. Not will, went. Will go. We are going to remove this will go because the incident has already happened and we are reporting in the past tense. A lot of planning went into its success. We were divided into committees. We are divided in committees, not we are divided. We were divided into committees. Each committee have its duty. Each committee has its duty. Committee we use singular verb. Each committee has its duty. We conducted some games on the eve of celebration. In the eve, not in the eve, but on the eve of celebration. Prizes were distributed among students. Not prizes are, prizes were distributed, not between, among students. We all enjoyed ourselves that day. We all enjoyed ourselves that day. So I read the passage. We celebrated our college day last Monday. A lot of planning went into its success. We were divided into committees. Each committee had its duties. We conducted some games on the eve of college day. Prizes were distributed among students. We all enjoyed ourselves that day. So these are the mistakes we identified in this passage. Next, to come to activity 2. In activity 2, there are 5 sentences. Find out whether the following sentences are correct or incorrect. Finding out whether these sentences are correct or incorrect. My uncle has 4 sons-in-law. My uncle has 4. My uncle has 4. Incorrect. All the sentences are incorrect. My uncle has 4 sons-in-law. So when we are using in plural such words like sons-in-law, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, the plural comes in the first part of the word. So my uncle has 4 sons-in-law, not laws. The S should be after son, sons-in-law. Next, I noticed that the table's leg was broken. In the first part of the sentence, we used notice, that is in the past tense. So, in the second part of the sentence also, we have to use past tense. I noticed that the table's leg was broken. Was broken. Next, third sentence. I met an NSS volunteer in your school. Here, an, not a, because when you are pronouncing NSS, N, EN, E sound is emanating, E sound is coming when we pronounce NSS. I met an NSS volunteer in your school. An NSS, not a NSS, an NSS. So here the grammar rule is before the words that give vowel sound, we have to use an. Here the vowel sound is E, N. And in N, we are getting E sound. So we have to use I met an NSS volunteer in your school. The fourth sentence is I saw the snake which was 8 feet long. Feet itself is plural. Foot singular, feet plural. So there is no need to add S. I saw the snake which was 8 feet long. 8 feet. Here the singular is foot, plural is feet. Fifth sentence. 2 females came to our office yesterday. So here the word females has to be removed and you can use 2 women or 2 ladies came to our office yesterday because the word female refers to the gender. While filling the application forms, In the column sets, we write male or female. So it directly refers to the gender. That is rude to use the word in this context. That is improper to use that word in this context. So the correct sentence is two women came to our office yesterday, or two ladies came to our office. So I read the correct sentences one by one. Just you note down. My uncle has four sons-in-law. I noticed that the table's leg was broken. I met an NSS volunteer in our school. I saw the snake, which was 8 feet long. Two women came to our office yesterday. Two women came to our office yesterday. Two ladies came to our office yesterday. Next, come to activity 3. Correct the following sentence. Padma is the cleverest girl in our college. First sentence in activity 3. Padma is the cleverest girl in our college. Here, the adjective is cleverest. The adjective is in superlative degree. One minute. So here, actually, the indefinite article A has to be used. Padma is a cleverest girl in our college. So in place of A, we have to use the grammar rule is, so when the adjective is in superlative degree, we have to use the definite article the. Padma is the cleverest girl in our college. The cleverest. So not a cleverest, but the cleverest. In the same way, the second sentence, I like the scenes of Kashmir. That is a sentence, actual sentence. I like the scenes of Kashmir. The correct sentence is, I like the scenery of Kashmir. Scenery is the correct word, not the scenes. Third, one of our friend is going to Delhi. So when we use this phrase one of, next the noun has to be in plural. One of our friends is going to Delhi. One of. One of our friends is going to Delhi. Friends. Plural. So this is he has many friends. So among those friends, one friend is going to Delhi. So one of our friends is going to Delhi. Next, my uncle bought 2 dozens apples last night. My uncle bought 2 dozen apples last dozen, not 2 dozens. My uncle bought 2 dozen apples last night. Next, fifth sentence. The principal asked the advice of 4 head of sections. The correct sentence is the principal asked the advice of 4 heads of section. 4 heads of section. Plural S is after the word head, heads of section, not head of section. Next, activity 4. So identify and correct the errors in the following sentences. I cooked myself the food. So here, I cooked the food myself. The correct sentence construction is I cooked the food myself. If you use I cooked myself the food, it gives wrong meaning. So the correct sentence is I cooked the food or I cooked the food myself. The second sentence, I hurt while playing cricket. So the correct sentence is I hurt myself while playing cricket. I hurt myself while playing cricket. That is the correct one. The third sentence, Murali availed of the opportunity. Murali availed of the opportunity. So after the verb avail, we have to use reflective pronoun. Murali availed himself of the opportunity. So if the word is Swati, Swati availed herself of the opportunity. The subject is they availed themselves of the opportunity. The subject is we availed ourselves of the opportunity. So in this way, after the word avail, we have to use reflective. Myself went to market yesterday. We don't start a sentence with the word myself. Myself, Kiran, but I am Kiran. My name is Kiran. I went to market yesterday. That is correct sentence. Not myself went to market yesterday. This is the horse who won the race. So the correct word, not who. This is the horse which won the race. Which, not who. Which won the race. The correct word is which. W-H-I-C-H. Which. This is the word. This is the horse. Yes. The continuation. Every student has to bring their hall ticket to the examination. Every student has to bring. Here the word is not there, but his or her. When we are using every student, we are not specifying the gender. So here also, we have to use both the genders. Every student has to bring their, instead of their, every student has to bring his or her hall ticket to the exam. That is the correct word. Instead of their, his or her. Next sentence, Lecturers Association met the Chief Minister. Here, the mistake is in the use of apostrophe. Lecturers. Here, it is giving the meaning that one lecturers association. That is wrong. Lecturers association, the apostrophe should be After S, Lecturers Association met the Chief Minister. The apostrophe should be after S. Next sentence. Santosh and me are playing chess. Santosh and I are playing chess. The correct sentence. Not me, I. Santosh and I are playing chess. Next sentence. I looked at me in the mirror. I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked at myself in the mirror. Myself, not me. I looked at myself in the mirror. Reflective pronoun. Myself has to be used in place of me. Next sentence. We felt happy at them winning the match. We felt happy for them on winning the match. We felt happy for them on winning the match. So these are the correct sentences. Next, coming to activity 5. Correct and rewrite the following sentences. Keshav goes to temple every day at 8 a.m. Keshav goes to temple every day at 8 a.m. Here the word is not go but goes. Keshav goes to the temple, not go to the temple, every day at 8 a.m. Second sentence. So in the first sentence, the grammar rule is to describe our routine or to describe others' routine, we use simple present. We use simple present. Keshav is third person singular. That's why we have to use singular verb. Goes. Keshav goes to temple every day at 8 a.m. Not go, but go. Without wanting to buy a car. Here the mistake is we don't use want in the ing form. We don't use want in the ing form. Smita wants to buy a car. Smita wants to buy a car. Next, third sentence. We drank coffee just now. So this sentence has to be in the present perfect tense. Drink, drank, drunk. We have drunk coffee just now. We have drunk coffee just now. Correct sentence. Generally, when we come across the phrase just now, we have to use present perfect. Next sentence. Murthy is living in Warangal for the last 15 years. Here, not the present continuous tense, but present perfect continuous. Murthy has been living in Warangal for the last 15 years. Murthy has been living in Warangal for the last 15 years. Has been living. Fifth sentence. Lata has bought books 3 days ago. So this sentence is in present perfect tense. Actually, it has to be in simple past tense. Lata bought books 3 days ago. because the time of the completion of the action is mentioned in the sentence, in the phrase 3 days ago. So if the work is completed, when the work is completed got mentioned in the sentence, we have to use simple past tense, not the present perfect. Lata bought books 3 days ago. That is the correct sentence. Continuation of the previous activity. Mahati pays the fee tomorrow. Here, the word tomorrow refers to future tense. So, we have to use the future tense. Mahati will pay the fee tomorrow. Mahati will pay the fee tomorrow. Will pay the fee tomorrow. So, future tense has to be used. Next sentence. My father brought fruits before my uncle came. My father had brought fruits before my uncle came. In this sentence, we are using two tenses. One is had brought, the second is came. Had brought is in past perfect tense. Came is in simple past. Here the grammar rule is when the two actions were completed one after the other, refer the first action in the past perfect tense and the second action in the simple past. First action in past perfect tense and the second action in the simple past tense. So the first action, what is the first action? Father had brought food. What is the second action? Then their uncle came. So my father had brought food before my uncle came. This is the sentence. That is the grammar rule. When two actions are completed one after the other, refer the first action in the past perfect tense and the second action in the simple past. Next, when Kiran went to Lakshmi's house, she washed the clothes. So here, when Kiran went to Lakshmi's house, she was washing the clothes. She was washing the clothes. Suppose two actions happened one after the other. Refer the first completed action in the simple past tense and refer the second incomplete action in the past continuous tense. When Kiran went to Lakshmi's house, she was washing the clothes. She was washing the clothes. When Kiran went to Lakshmi's house, she was washing the clothes. The first completed action is Kiran went to Lakshmi's house. That's why you are using went, simple past tense. Go, went, gone. The second action is incomplete, not yet complete. That's why we have to use past continuous tense. When Kiran went to Lakshmi's house, she was washing the clothes. Ninth sentence, I wish we had a camera. So this is the imaginary condition. He imagined that he wished to possess a camera. So it had to be the verb has to be in the past tense. I wish we had a camera. I wish we had a camera. Had, not have. The past tense. 10th, if you run fast, you win the prize. If you run fast, you will win the prize. You will win the prize. So that is the correct sentence. Assignment 1. One passage is given. Assignment, one passage is given. After reading the passage, identify the mistakes and make necessary corrections. First, let us read the given passage as it is. I have lived in France most of my life, and there is a place that I remember well. It is a short, dark streets. Buildings are very tall, at least 4 floors. There are an entrance, but no exit from their street. The windows looks dirty, but it is only shadow and windows covering that makes them look dark. Most people keep them clean and nice. I think about this place often because I spent most of my lives there with my many good friends. So look at the passage. I read the correct passage. I have lived most of my life in France, and there is a place that I remember very well. It is a short, dark street with very tall buildings, at least 4 floors. 4 floors, not floors. There is an entrance. There is not there is an entrance, but has no exit from the street. The windows look dirty, but it is only the shadow covering that makes it look dark. Most of the people keep them clean and tidy. I think this place often because most of my life I spent there with my good friends. This is the passage. And I read again. I have lived most of my life in France, and there is a place that I remember very well. It is a short, dark street with very tall buildings, at least 4 floors. There is an entrance, but has no exit from the street. The windows look dirty, but it is only the shadow covering that makes it look dark. Most of the people keep them clean and tidy. I think this place often because most of my life I spent there with many good friends. Yes. Next, assignment 2. Let us see the sentences in the assignment 2. Correct the following. My mother loved me very much. It is a condition. It has to be expressed in simple present tense. My mother loves me very much. His mother made a cake for his birthday. His mother made a cake for his birthday. Not made, made. His mother made a cake for his birthday. I know where to go, not where. 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 I know where to go. I not know whether there is a holiday. I do not know whether. WHETHER. I do not know whether there is a holiday. There was many flowers in the garden. There were many flowers in the garden. There were many flowers in the garden. She asked me where I am going. She asked me where I was going. Because the first part of the sentence is in past tense. So in the second part, we have to use past tense. She asked me where I was going. Ravi raised slowly the hand. These adverbs generally come at the end of the sentence. Ravi raised the hand slowly. Went to school last year. I went to school last year. The sentence is that the sentence has to be in the simple past. Remove was. I went to school last year. I do not want to college today. Why? Because it is a holiday today. I don't go to college today because it is a holiday today. Why? Because are giving the same meaning. So there is no need to use these two words. You can use one word. I do not want to go to college today because it is a holiday today. 10th sentence. I am having dinner now. Will I call you back later? So back, later both give the same meaning. I am taking dinner now. Will I call you back or will I call you later? So don't use two words at the same time. Will I call you back or will I call you later? So let us have a recap of what we learned. The first slide we have objectives. In the second slide we have introduction. Errors or mistakes in speaking English among students who have vernacular language. Vernacular means a regional language as a medium of instruction in schools are common. Sometimes mistakes crop up in our use of English because of the influence of our mother tongue. In fact, every language has its own peculiarity. Once we are conscious of those peculiarities, we can get rid of our mistakes. With practice, many of these mistakes can be avoided by learning the areas in which we tend to make mistakes. In activity 1, we have to correct the paragraph. I read the correct paragraph. We celebrated college day on last Monday. A lot of planning went into its success. We were divided into committees. Each committee has its duty. We conducted some games on the eve of celebration. Prizes were distributed among students. We all enjoyed the day. We all enjoyed ourselves that day. In activity 2, the 5 sentences with mistakes are given. We have to correct them. My uncle has 4 sons-in-law. I noticed that the table's leg was broken. I met an NSS volunteer in your school. I saw the snake which was 8 feet long. Two women came to our office. Activity. Correct sentences. Padma is the cleverest, not a cleverest girl, but Padma is the cleverest girl in our college. I like the scenery of Kashmir, not the scenes of Kashmir, scenery of the Kashmir. One of our friends is going to Delhi. One of our friends, not friends is going to Delhi. My uncle bought 2 dozen apples last night, not dozens, 2 dozen. My uncle bought 2 dozen apples last night. The principal asked the advice of 4 heads of section, not head of sections, heads of section. I cooked the food myself. I hurt myself while playing cricket. Morally availed himself of the opportunity. I went to market yesterday. This is the horse which won the race. Every student has to bring his or her hall ticket to the examination. Lecturers, the apostrophe has to be after S. Lecturers Association met the Chief Minister. Santosh and I are playing chess. I looked at myself in the mirror. We felt happy on their winning the match. Keshav not go, but goes to temple every day at 8 a.m. Nita wants to buy a car. We have drunk coffee just now. Murthy has been living in Warangal for the last 15 years. Lata bought books 3 days ago. Mahati will pay the fee tomorrow. My father had bought fruits before my uncle came. When Kiran went to Lakshmi's house, she was washing the clothes. I wish we had a camera. If you run fast, you will win the prize. So you have to read this passage and correct the mistakes. And my mother loves me very much. His mother made a cake for his birthday. I know where to go. Here, where. I do not know whether there is a holiday. There was a, there were many flowers in the garden. He asked me where I was going. Ravi raised the hand slowly. I went to school last year. I do not want to go to college today because it is a holiday today. I am having dinner now. Will I call you back? The lesson. There are 4 lectures in the same series of error analysis. This is the important topic because the mistakes we commit unconsciously without awareness due to lack of English grammar knowledge or due to the influence of mother tongue, students tend to commit mistakes, and we have to identify the mistakes which are frequently committed by the students and analyze them from grammar point of view and correct them. That is the purpose of these 4 lectures. The first lecture in the series. We'll have the next lecture, next class. Thank you.